Dios mío! That was fucking stupid.
Baka, ooh, hey, Manga Tuesday.
Hello, welcome back to Manga Tuesday. Today is episode 78. I'm Darcy, and today we will be reviewing nothing. Today it is time for our yearly Q&A. Yes, it's just another Q&A today. It was also going to double up as our 269 subscriber special extravaganza, but we failed to reach the milestone in time. Ow. In a couple of days, it'll be my B-Day. Again, I'll be another year older. And another year of accomplishing absolutely nothing. It feels like every year for the past few years, it feels like I've done absolutely nothing. But this year, more than ever, it feels like I've done absolutely nothing. And I'm just another year older. Nothing's happened, nothing's changed, nothing productive, nothing of anything. And with each year of nothingness that passes, it just becomes more pathetic as I get older, and some things have changed. This shirt is a lot tighter than it was a few months ago when I bought it. Anyways, let's hope that there's no audio technical difficulties this episode, or else that might be the final straw. Anyways, today I'm here to answer all of your insightful questions. First up, we have a question from the great Woody XV. He asked, what's your favourite Bruce Lee film? My favourite Bruce Lee film is probably Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Love that one. And isn't it a coincidence that Chael Sonnen was born in the year 1977 and Bruce Lee died in 1973? It's almost as if he knew he had to get out of here, because he knew if he stuck around for a few more years, what sort of ass beating from the two biggest arms in Wesleyan, Oregon was waiting for him. Yeah. Also, this episode's going to be a long one, unfortunately. It's just inevitable, but I'll try not to ramble on too long, I guess, so it's not like closer to half an hour than an hour, please. This is Mikey asks, can you shave your beard? I know that is misleading because I put a question mark at the end, but it isn't a question, more of a statement for you to shave your beard. Wow, that was more of a comment, really. So I will decline to answer your non-question. Take that. The great Jaite asks, the one Billy Gunn or Mr. Ass? Wow, you know I'm a Billy Gunn type of guy, so obviously Mr. Ass. We love asses here at Manga Tuesday. Spickface with Glasses asks, hey Darcy, what's the cutoff date to stop asking you questions for the Q&A? The cutoff date is right now. Upon seeing this video, you can no longer ask questions. Until next year, I mean, you can start getting your questions in for next year now if you wanted to. There's a good chance they'll be forgotten about by then, but I mean, you can. I am powerless to stop you. Spick asks, favourite GLEAT wrestler? Well, my favourite GLEAT wrestler is my, forgot last name off the top of my head, name on screen in front of my face right now. She's mighty fine in all ways. She's a technical ring workhorse. Next question. Woody asks, how did you feel when you found out Leo had betrayed you and your friends? You know, it was a very sad time for me and for many others that were also betrayed, and a very confusing time. If my Twitter was suspended, Leo would be top 5 people I would re-follow. And I found out that I am not in his first 80 people, and then apparently just not at all. It was quite upsetting. And as the regret song goes, she's my best friend, but I'm not hers, 'cause she's got more than she had before. The aforementioned Leo the Betrayer asks, what's your favourite K-pop group, and why is it Luna, and why should we stan Luna? To be perfectly honest, I didn't realise Luna was a group. I thought Luna was a singular person. I thought that was her name, Luna. So this is news to me that Luna is a group of people. So, Aaron My Lungs asks, would you curb stomp a newborn baby for $5,000 US? Well, I don't know if you know this, but I am Australian. So we use Australian dollars here, so US dollars would be completely useless to me. They'd be unusable. So there's no point. It's just a ridiculous question, to be honest. Also, we don't call it the curb stomp anymore. We call it stomp. So, but would I stomp a baby, just for a lark? I mean, I don't know, maybe. Kang the Masturbator asks, Donda, W or L? Listen, as of the recording of this video, Donda is still yet to officially come out. I watched the live listening party stream thing mostly. I started watching it, then I dipped out, then I come back and watched the end, and then I rewatched, I think, most of the parts I missed later on. And I don't know. Yeah, I had higher expectations than what I heard so far, which is why I know a lot of people are like, where's the fucking album? I'm like, after what I heard, maybe take your time. It's okay. I'm not too stressed at the moment. I don't mind all the gospel influences continuing, but I mean, he's done it before so well. Like Ultra Light Beam is a fantastic song, but a lot of the songs on this, I haven't rewatched the listening party stream thing that much, but from what I just remember the first listen to, a lot of the songs that kind of seem a bit samey and a bit repetitive as well, and not enough Kanye rapping, kind of bland. I saw a lot of people commenting and in the live chat and Sen saying, wow, I mean, at least it's still better than Jesus is King, to which I say, is it though? Because what I heard in the live stream, I think I much preferred Jesus is King. My favourite track, the most memorable track to me, was probably the Jail Tonight with Jay-Z. And it was kind of shock, watching that live to hear Jay-Z. It's like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Apparently Kanye has now locked himself in the Mercedes-Benz Arena. Is that the name of this? Whatever the stadium where he did the live thing, he's locked himself in there. He's wearing the same clothes. There was a soccer game or something on in the arena like a day or two later, and then he's just walking around in the same fucking attire just watching the game, which is kind of hilarious. And I think for people that want the album ASAP, it's probably a good sign, because I imagine in his head he's probably thinking, I'm not fucking leaving until the album is finished. So that would, he can't stay in there forever. So, within the next week or two, you would think. If he leaves that stadium before the album is finished or out, then the album's probably not going to come out at all, or at least not for another year or two. There was a snippet of him working on some shit in the stadium, and I don't remember hearing that in the live stream, but maybe I missed that part. But it sounds better than nearly anything that I heard on the fucking thing.
Ain't how I used to be. Just a new me, so get used to me. Looking in the mirror is the truth for me. Looking at my kids is the proof for me. Devil get behind me, I'm loose, I'm free. Father, Holy Spirit, let loose on me. Father, I'm yours exclusively. Devil get behind me.
Anyway, too much time was spent on the Donda question. I'm going to rush the next question. Leo asks, why did my account get suspended? Now, seriously, I want to know. Because you are Brazilian. Duh. Woody asks, Adorican, why did you betray your friends? Well, that seems like more of a question for Leo than a question for me. I don't know why you would put that question in my Q&A, but okay. Woody asks, how could you forget some of your greatest friends? Do you suffer from dementia? I don't suffer from dementia. The great Woody asks, how could you forget some of your greatest friends? Do you suffer from dementia? Why would you think that I suffer from dementia? Dementia. The great Woody asks, how could you forget some of your greatest friends? Do you suffer from dementia? Did we answer this question already? It seems familiar. I don't know. The great Woody asks, how could you forget some of your greatest friends? Do you suffer from dementia? What does dementia even mean? I need to contact Mikey. I'm sure he's an expert in dementia. That's a very loosely formed attempt at a joke because Mikey's old, and old people suffer from dementia. Mikey's so old, he's an expert in dementia! Anyways, next question. Woody asks, how could you forget some of your greatest friends? Do you suffer from dementia? Okay, enough of this. Oh, I cracked myself up. Okay, anyways. Woody asks, how could you forget some... Oh, I'm so funny. Woody asks, well, what about the friends you now no longer like? Did you always dislike them or what? Once again, it's more of a question directed at not me, so get out of here. Spikehead with Spectacles asks, Russian filmmaker Andrei Tarkovsky once said, if you try to please audiences, uncritically accepting their tastes, it can only mean... Oh, my balls have started to hurt randomly for some reason. If you try to please audiences, uncritically accepting their tastes, it can only mean that you have no respect for them, that you simply want to collect their money. How do you apply that to your popular show, Manga Tuesday? Oh, I wish we could just turn Manga Tuesday into a soulless, lifeless, money-making machine. But instead it's like the exact opposite. While we're here, our favourite Tarkovsky movie. I would say Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Speak ass! When will Big Sexy be back? I don't know if you heard Thor the second annual award show, but as far as I'm concerned, Big Sexy turned heel on each and every one of yous. Woody asks, how could you forget some of your greatest friends? Do you suffer from dementia? No, I suffer from a lot of other things. Dementia is not one of them. The great Fred Mart asks, I've been waiting a whole year for you to reply to me. It's more of a comment, really. Spick asks, how do you cook shrimp? You do not cook shrimp. You put shrimp on the end of your hook that's on the end of your fishing rod and you use it as bait to catch fish with. What you cook and eat, humans, what you cook and eat is prawns. They are like shrimp, but big. And you do not put prawns on the barbie, because that would be the lamest barbecue ever. You put snags on the barbie, so throw another snag on the barbie. So how do you cook shrimp? You don't need to cook them. You just fish with them raw. You don't need to cook your bait. That's silly. Stupid question. Darcy asks, is Leo a gaslighter? No, he is a regular lighter. The people answering the poll asks, who's Leo? Leo is some Brazilian. That's about it. He's Brazilian. And he broke our hearts. First Vitor stopped commenting on Manga Tuesday. And then Leo as Brazil. Why do you hate me, Brazil? Also, yeah, I was actually a little hurt that Leo didn't follow me back. I was actually a little offended. But then he did watch my entire video, an entire shitty episode of Manga Tuesday all the way through. So I guess I can forgive him mostly. Leo asks, what Pokemon you think you could beat the shit out of most easily? Oh, I could beat off the Sneasel all the fucking time, bruv. And don't even get me started on all the sexy plant Pokemon that I could beat it to. Oh, beat the shit out of. Oh, I definitely genuinely was misconstrued that question. I thought it was asking me what Pokemon I beat my meat to. No, what Pokemon could I beat up? Probably Hitmonlee, because Bruce Lee is a pussy and Chael Sonnen would beat his ass. Bah! Leo asks, when are you gonna stop bullying me? When you stop being Brazil, you Brazil? Fucking Brazil. Woody asks, how did you feel when you found out Leo had betrayed you and your friends? Did I answer that one, or did he just ask a very similar question? Or do I actually have dementia? Woody asks, did you know the toothbrush was invented in Brazil? Of course it was presented in Brazil. If it was invented anywhere else, it would be a teeth brush, because it's used for your teeth. But Brazil, they go, tooth? Is that how Brazilians speak? Tooth? Tooth? You tooth, tooth, tooth. You brush tooth, brush tooth, brush tooth. I should make that hand gesture towards my face. Ah, it's like an accidental e-girl moment. Yeah. Oopsie doopsie. Alright, let's just run through these Woody questions all in a row. Question 4. Have you ever just accidentally forgotten about a whole group of people you were friends with, and then when you remembered them, decided you now hated half of them? Could not relate. If Leo ever hosts his own Q&A, Woody is ready with the questions. Favourite love live girl? Obviously the one that goes, hit or miss. I guess I never miss, huh? Hit the dab like Wiz Khalifa. Question 6. What made you decide to refollow Leo and allow him to gaslight you? Because I'm a submissive masochist who longs for the pain of all sorts and kinds. Spick asks, I'll ask a manga question. If there was to be a GLEAT wrestling manga, who do you think should be the mangaka? There is only one man up for the task of completing such a task, and that is probably Naoki Urasawa. Jaite asks, are you related to the guy? I feel like I'm saying ask weird. Asks? Jaite asks? Jaite asks? Oh, great. Jaite asks... Jaite says, are you related to the guy that busted EDMP 445? Do you like cupcakes? Hey, fist bump, am I right? Fist bump? Hey, fist bump? Fist bump? Hey, fist bump? Hey, fist bump? What the fuck was the question? We're going to skip that Jaite one. Woody asks, do you suffer from dementia? I don't even know what that word means. Woody asks, nothing about dementia. He asks, other than Junji Ito work, what would you consider to be the most overrated manga of all time? Glad you included that little caveat, or else I would have went off on another rant. But we all know Junji Ito sucks. The whole world is beginning to wake up and realise Junji Ito sucks. Actually, I believe I had a part in this, you know. It's a little coincidental that I release another episode where I go on a rant tearing down the hack fraud Junji Ito, expose him as the piece of shit fraud idiot baka that he is. And then a few days later, people are like, Junji Ito sucks, we need to cancel him. He's a fucking... Junji Ito is over party. I started a Junji Ito over party. And now that I've got the audio clip I need to include in the nominations video package for influential moment of a year, me getting Junji Ito cancelled can now be nominated for a Manga Tuesday Academy Award for influential moment of the year next year. Okay, let's move on. Wait, I didn't answer the question. I think I have dementia. So what would be the most overrated manga? It's a difficult question to answer because I'm not a very intelligent person who's able to express himself. I'm not able to express myself wellly. But I think the terms overrated and underrated are often misused. A lot of times people just use it to say something they hate. It's like, oh, that sucks, it's overrated. Or something they like. It's like, oh man, that's underrated. It's like, is it though? Is it underrated? Is it underrated when a lot of people know about it and like it? And it's just, go fuck yourself. I feel like a lot of the actual most overrated things within any, like, subject, the most overrated things, are probably some of the best too. Like, honestly, I love Dragon Ball, but Dragon Ball would probably be a contender. As great as it is, some people act like it's fucking, I don't know, greater than it is. They overrate it. What? Especially those Latin... I was going to say Latinx people as a joke, and even that was... So it's too ridiculous to even say as a joke. The Mexican Dragon Ball community seems to be particularly come over Dragon Ball level of love. It's like, when you talk overrated, it's got to be one of those series that is very popular and beloved because it's rated so highly. And I don't know, Dragon Ball's is one that comes to mind, even though I love it and I think it's great. And you know what? It's probably underrated by some people because some people probably go too far the other way. They're like, it's actually complete trash. It was a thing of its time. It's outdated. It's blah, 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 blah. It's like, hey, actually, no, it's actually pretty good. Go fuck yourself, cunt. So, you know, it's impossible for something to be like just overrated, underrated, because it's always going to be overrated by some that fucking jerk off to it and say it's God's gift to Earth. Then other people, they can't just say, hey, it's not that good. They have to double down and go too far the other way and start underrating, saying it's absolute trash, zero redeemable qualities. That being said, I'll just say Naruto. I haven't read it or watched it, but I mean, it's a pretty big popular one. It seems like it's, you know, a lot of people jerk off to it, and I'm just going to assume Dragon Ball's better because Dragon Ball didn't rip off stuff from Hunter x Hunter because it couldn't have, and can't say the same for Naruto, so go fuck yourself, Naruto. People seem to hate Shippuden. Also, Israel Adesanya likes Naruto, or at least he likes Naruto AMVs on YouTube, so fuck Naruto. Go, oh? Listen, basically, just saying Naruto sucks. Fuck Boruto, am I right? I don't know, I'm talking out my ass. But as far as some of the big animes, all of which, or a lot of which I haven't actually watched or read, Naruto seems the least interesting or appealing. One Piece, I'll read it eventually. I've seen some My Hero Academia at a friend's place once. Bleach, I've heard the first arc or two is really great. Or whatever, I'm sure the first arc of Naruto is great too because it just rips off Hunter x Hunter, but I'm spending too long on a stupid question. So the answer is, the most overrated manga is Junji Ito's entire catalogue. Wait, wasn't there some caveat to this question? Woody asks, Dementia, 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 Dementia. Look in my eyes, what do you see? The eyes of dementia. Okie dokie, Obi's here. Woody asks,
가장 좋아하는 사인펠트 캐릭터는 누구인가요?
and my answer to that question is
크레이머 또는 조지.
Crema Dunanduji. Crema Dunanduji. Jaite asks, fuck Alan, forever and always. Ride or die, mother. Woody asks, do you suffer from dementia? Woody asks, what's up? A lame, low effort question. Not going to dignify with a response. Next! I think I'm getting a bad habit of staring at myself in the little screen on my new camera I bought instead of staring into the lens. Bad Darcy, bad Darcy. Fuck you. Spike at Wit Glasses asks, Darcy, here's something for the Q&A. They say art is a product of its time. Now I remember when you uploaded the first Manga Tuesday back in 2019. A lot has happened since then. Not in my life. A lot has happened since then. Between a world war scare, Australia burning down, a global pandemic. Please, we've been trying to avoid mentioning that in Manga Tuesday. The return of Jackass, and Bam Margera has gone to rehab like 5 times in those 2 years. It's nice to say something not. It's nice to see something not fall into the moving socio-political sea. Manga Tuesday remains as a bubble. I wish that bubble would get a little bit bigger. Manga Tuesday remains as a bubble, consistently inconsistent. I guess that wasn't really a question, more of a comment, really. You could probably skip that part. That was more of a comment, really. Anyway, Woody asks, do you suffer from dementia? No, Spick asks, anyway, favourite Jackass member? I will say my favourite Jackass member is Danger Aaron, because I don't know why, I want to be different. I'm so quirky. I picked the one that probably the least people pick, but I do like Aaron McGehee, Mr. Danger Aaron. He's okay in my book, and he's been part of some of the most iconic moments from the Jackass movies. I mean, definitely from the most iconic moment from Jackass 2 is definitely Terror Taxi. Although he was almost kind of unwittingly a part of that, in a sense at least. The reason why it was so epic, he was outside his control and he was just the puppet in the middle being manipulated. But arguably one of the more iconic scenes from Jackass 3 was, the Lamborghini tooth pull.
Man, that hurt me. Not really, but...
Also, his voice sounded weird in the Jackass 4 trailer. I was watching the Jackass 4 trailer, which is great. I have some concerns, but ultimately I'm sure it'll be an enjoyable experience. Major concerns being no Bam, which is rather unfortunate. Especially since, Bam has, been going a little off the rails at times, and at other times a lot off the rails, but has he really gone any further off the rails than someone like a Steve-O did? And how hard have they tried to help Bam compared to how hard they helped Steve-O? I don't know. Maybe they've tried even harder. I genuinely just don't know. But is he really any more off the rails than a Steve-O was during the filming of the first 1 or 2 Jackass films? I don't know. Maybe a little bit. Maybe times have changed, but does that mean they... I don't know, whatever. But also, my more concern is with the movie is the fact that they're bringing in, different people, new people, not just for a few bits, but, to be part of the main cast, in a sense, so it appears, which I'm not a big fan of, even though one of them is Jasper from Odd Future, so that's okay. But then there's some random female comedian, apparently, and it's really? I don't know. It's a little bit concerning. I don't want them to take up too much of the spotlight. This is a thing of nostalgia, A lot of us grew up with Jackass, spending many years, because, even when I started watching Jackass, it was probably after the third movie had already come out-ish. And yet, watching all the old stuff, me and my friends, it was a big part of our childhood to a sense. Anyways... The main point I was trying to get to at some point, it got a little... Woody asked, do I suffer from dementia? But Aaron was not in the trailer much at all. And I was thinking that as the trailer ended, I was like, was he in it at all? Is he in the movie? Did they cut Aaron secretly for some woman comedian? But then no, there's a little bit at the very end that has him big moments. But his voice sounded weird. It didn't sound as... it just sounded different to what it used to sound like. Not as whiny, maybe, but it just sounded weird. So I don't know how I feel about that. And thank God they didn't go with unoriginal YouTube comment number 473,000. Hey guys, you should make a new movie and call it Jackass 4. We're not done yet. Oh boy, this is going to be a long episode. Don't you love those? Me neither. I hate and despise them, and I want to die, but I'm terrified of not being alive, and I want to die, but I'm terrified of not being alive, and I don't want to die, but I'm afraid of living my life. And Woody asked, do I suffer from dementia? Alright, I've jumped around enough. I'm just going in order for the way I have them saved. So there could be a lot of questions from people in a row. I don't know, okay? I'm just... Whatever! Fucking... I don't need to explain the backstage process of the question asking order. Go fuck yourself! Woody asks, what's your favourite member of the Z Fighters from Dragon Ball Z? Ah, yes, we all love the Z Fighters. I don't know. I'm just going to say my favourite characters from Dragon Ball. I like Krillin, specifically when he was a kid, he was his best. I like Roshi, specifically during the Dragon Ball portion, not the Z portion. That was when he was at his best. Obviously, you know, everyone loves some Vegeta. I also really like Kid Goku. That was when Goku was at his best. I really like the original Dragon Ball. Probably largely because of nostalgia, because I actually saw the original Dragon Ball before Z. Probably not because I was early to the Dragon Ball craze. If anything, probably because I was late. Because I think the Z dub may have happened before there was ever or at least a full dub of the original. I'm not really sure. I was a very young kid, and I just remember going to the video store and getting maybe VHSs even of Dragon Ball and watching most of that series, whereas I didn't really watch Z until I was in my later teens when I rewatched all the original Dragon Ball and then watched through Z, which I basically seen nearly nothing of. Oh, I also really like Jackie Chun, and you know, Bulma's great, Android 18's great, and Launch is great, although those last three ones are really only great because they're hot. But if I had to pick my favourite Z fighter, I'm going to say Yajirobe, because he whooped Vegeta's ass, cut off his tail. He was key, fundamental in defeating Vegeta, so he's officially a Z fighter in my heart. And they did my boy Yajirobe dirty by basically just ignoring him after that first battle with Vegeta and Nappa. He just become non-existent. So did Lunch. So, you know, I also like Champa. He's a god at baseball. I love that Dragon Ball Super Baseball episode. It might be the greatest episode in the entire Dragon Ball franchise. Probably not, but it's the best Super episode by far. Also, I forgot to mention Majin Buu. I like him too. Both the fat one and the fit one. And also Bottomo. And also General Blue. Transition. Look what just arrived in the mail. It's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 0. Woody asks, why did the moron throw his clock out the window? I don't know. Woody asks, hey Darcy, if Jack and Jill went up a hill, both with $1.25, but Jill came down with $2.50, what would you call her? I would call her a cheap Adam Egret. Oh! Listen, I haven't really watched Andrew Dice Clay. I'm a Norm MacDonald loyalist. He's the only funny man for me. All the others can die! Kang Corporation Affiliates asks, how much do you actually read manga? How many volumes you think you put down a month? How many hours you put into this shit? Are you about that life? Well, if you're truly interested, you can follow me on Mal. That's my anime list. My name's Margin Tweak there. And you can see me update when I read new manga chapters and volumes. Honestly, it varies. There'll be months at a time where I'll barely read anything. And then there'll be months that'll go by where I will just read multiple 5 or more volumes every single fucking day. At the moment, the last few months, I've been in a bit of a slump, haven't read much, but I'm about to start gearing up. We're going to smash through this 20th century, boys, and that's going to get me hype to start reading a bunch of shit. Some stuff I've got to backlogged, ready to fucking read like a crazy person all in a couple of weeks. Just kidding. Actually, I don't read any manga. I hate manga. If you actually watch Manga Tuesday, you would know I don't read anything. I just review it, okay? So that's the true answer. Miss Glasses asks, did you ever notice? Nah. Darcy asks, is it Tuesday already? Yeah, that's what Manga Tuesdays is, always on a Tuesday, every single Tuesday. Woody asks, what was even the point? It's more of a comment, really. No, it's not, it's a question. It's more of a rhetorical question, really. Yabba dabba doo. Spike asks, what the H? But it's in response to a tweet that has been deleted, so we're not going to include that question in this Q&A. Spikehead Face asks, how would I have known that? Well, maybe if you practiced English more, you silly fool. Leo Adorican asks, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Wow, that's more of a video game, really. Spickalicious asks, Spickalicious asks, alright, that's Spickalicious. Let's go. Hey Darcy, wait. Oh, gonna make some food. What do you guys want to eat? Anything you cook, baby. Sheriff Woody Man asks, why did the moron throw his clock out the window? Do I have dementia? Or is that the same question as another question? Is that the last question? Oh, I don't have any more screenshots of questions saved. Oh. I guess that pretty much sums things up. Look at this cool ass fucking Dragon Ball figure. Milk. Question mark. Maybe I'll finally edit the next episode of Hunting for B, episode 5, that was filmed like last year. Chainsaw Man review next episode. Let's ruffle some feathers and click some baits. And that bait will be baited with shrimp. I know I don't say it enough, but actually it feels like I say it a bunch. But thank you all for the support, and thanks for watching and whatnot, and etc, etc. Thanks for asking questions. Also, I'm grossly disappointed that not a single one of you asked me, have you seen this little fella? And also I love all of you from the bottom left of my heart. My eyelashes are kind of long and effeminate looking from this angle. I won't babble on any further. I've done enough babbling, and this episode will be long enough. So we'll wrap things up. Thank you for watching. And as always, Woody asks, how could you... Fuck, I forgot what it was. Oh shit, no, I really have dementia.
It's just another Tuesday.